Chris.
Richard?
Please tell us what's coming up.
Well, we've got a random episode of a random Gerry Anderson series.
Ross?
I'll be taking a deep dive with Thunderbird 4.
And we'll be hearing from our wonderful Podsterons.
The Gerry Anderson Podcast with Jamie Anderson, Richard James and Chris Dale.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Ross.
Hello.
Welcome
How
back.
nice to
Hello
see
again.
Are you enjoying your time around the table?
Yeah, just trying to keep this seat warm, you know,
Ooh.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
for Jamie.
Right.
No?
Why? What?
Well-
I won't ask how you're keeping it warm. Had a good week, Chris?
You. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I've been sat in this chair, keeping it warm. Yeah.
Podsterons, we hope you've had a great week too.
What have you been keeping warm?
Well, I know something they have been doing, and that's commenting beneath our YouTube
They
videos.
have, yes.
So we
Always
premiere
doing that.
every Sunday at 7 o'clock in the evening, and on Pod 357, for example. This is where we interviewed Simon Owen from Scale Electric, and also watched Thunderbird City of Fire Part 2. Priscilla Brown says Simon makes a good point about parents showing the kids something that they enjoy. It's part of the reason why many legacy series and products stay relevant for so long. Also, says Priscilla, in regards to Thunderbird 4 being its own thing,
This is your point, isn't
yes,
it? Yes.
why isn't it just another pod vehicle?
Which generated quite a bit of controversy, I can tell you.
Quite a bit of heat.
Yes.
Yes, and not a pod vehicle. All the other vehicles need Thunderbird 2 to actually leave Tracy Island, whereas Thunderbird 4 doesn't. While she wouldn't necessarily get too far in a hurry without Thunderbird 2, Gordon could still leave without help from Virgil. Is that fair enough, do you think? Yeah.
Can I make a very quick controversial comment?
Oh, yes, we love
Yeah,
controversy.
I think the real Thunderbird 6 is the mole. It makes sense.
A lot
It
of people
burrows
feel the
underground.
same way.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I don't think that's as controversial as you might think.
Oh,
I
right.
think many
Okay.
people will be
So
in accord.
technically,
with
the
that.
mole could also leave Tracy Island without help because it could just drill down and go under the seabed and off it goes.
exactly.
Yeah. Again, wouldn't get very
Okay.
far.
Oh, yes.
Wouldn't be much point.
No, but it could happen.
I'd like to
Technically-
know if I'm not alone in that theory.
Yeah,
So
let us know. podcast@gerryanson.com. Where do you stand on the great Thunderbird 4 Thunderbird craft debate? Ross, one there for you. I think.
yes, indeed. This is from James Everlasting.
Mm-hmm.
Hi all. Been a huge fan of all things Anderson since I was very young. Grew up watching Stingray and Thunderbirds reruns in the early
Right.
2000s and remember very fondly everything about new Captain Scarlet.
Yeah.
Particular favourite episodes being Seatus Major and Rat Trap.
Right, yes. Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, do you have any updates on the return of the Anderson Audio Adventures podcast? I loved this podcast during last year. It was a highlight of every week.
Oh, Chris, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So the Anderson Audio Adventures podcast, this was re-releases of old audio books, audio dramas that have been available for a while now.
Yeah.
That was running for a few months.
I see.
And then was stopped.
Yeah.
While they sort of took stock to see how well it was doing.
Okay.
If only Jamie were here, he would have an answer to this
Yeah,
question.
indeed, yes.
But unfortunately,
Yeah, we don't know.
we
well,
don't
in
know.
his place, I'm pleased to
Ross
announce
can exclusively
that
reveal-
Yes.
we're doing audio adventures of everything. You get a show. You get a show. No.
Well, can I do the Protectors?
Yeah,
I'd
why
love
not?
to write an audio series of the Protectors.
That'd be so
Do it.
good.
It's
Yeah.
commissioned.
You get tortured.
It's happening.
No, I tell you what, you do get to read an email from other
Fantastic.
YouTube comments.
Okay. This is from Jeff Holt.
Mm-hmm.
When making new audio productions, why don't the producers use AI renderings of the original voice artists?
Yeah, right. Okay. Yes, good point.
Surely there is enough material for AI to sample, and with no disrespect to the actors currently being used, they would sell much better.
That is controversial.
That is very
Would
controversial.
they sell better? I suspect
I don't
that
honestly
would
know.
open something of a hornet's nest, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I'm sure, like Jeff there, some people would be in favour of such a thing happening. I would guess the majority of people would rather be up in arms about that.
Yes,
Don't
I
you
mean,
think?
these
Yeah.
people are, for the most part, or certainly on Thunderbirds, they're gone.
Yes. Yes, but Jeff's point of using, their voices, but created using AI, I think would be very controversial.
I think we're still a little bit down the uncanny valley with it. I think it would feel odd, a bit jarring still at this point.
I think, unfortunately, you just got to face the facts that if you want new Thunderbirds adventures, it's going to be with a new cast. And if you don't want to listen to them or buy them, that's absolutely fine. But if you want new Thunderbirds adventures, there's only one way to do it these days, and that's by recasting,
Yes,
unfortunately.
I know we've sort of played a little bit with seeing if it can be done.
Yeah.
And the technology
Not
just
yet.
isn't there. And that's not as a seeing if it can be done in preparation for doing it, it
Yeah.
was just like a
Yeah.
bit of fun between people. I mean,
Yeah.
Jamie sent me a message from an AI-generated Joe 90, who had a very strong Canadian accent.
Wow.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's
Yeah.
scary, but I wouldn't want to hear a recreation of Shane Rimmer's voice necessarily.
Well, let's have a bit of a straw poll. Why don't you comment beneath this video, viewers, and let us know how you would feel. Where would you stand on AI-created voice actors? Yeah, interesting
I
thought.
suspect this is going to be another controversial subject.
Hooray! Let's have one every week.
Why not? Yes.
Maybe not. Ross, I understand you've been up to something much better than a silly old podcast.
Yes, well, I'm sure it won't be new to Podsterons that the Thunderbird 4 collectible, the rather large, lovely model that we unveiled on the live stream not long ago. Well, I shot a rather fun advert with it, in which you see it in a diorama, almost as if it's back in an episode of Thunderbirds.
Wow.
And I thought it would be fun to shoot a little feature of how we achieved it.
Yes.
Thunderbird 4 back on the water.
Brilliant. Can we see it now?
Absolutely.
5, 4.
On Gerry Anderson Day in 2025, we announced a whole range of brilliant new products, one of which was this little Thunderbird 4 collectible. Now, I say little. Thunderbird 4 normally is obviously very small relative to the other Thunderbirds, but this one is actually quite hefty. So I was challenged with making just a little trailer to help show it off. And I wanted to make it a little bit more fun than usual. You may well have seen some of the other adverts on the YouTube channel for Eagles and for Thunderbird 2 and Stingray, etc. Normally they're on a white backdrop. Does the job, but I thought let's try and make them a little bit more engaging. Now, the Pallet Eagle belonged on the moon. That was simple enough. But Thunderbird 4 belongs on the water. Now, water and filmmaking present their own unique challenges. So I've decided I'm going to try and put Thunderbird 4 next to a little jetty, or a dock, or a harbour, you might say. So, without further ado, let's dive in. So the first thing I've done is find a suitable crate. This was full of old Lego, so I've decanted that somewhere else. And we've got ourselves something with which we can fill with water, and with something that we can build a set over, or model, I suppose. I found this L-shaped piece of wood from a previous project, and as you can see, when I kind of hold it over there, you probably can't see very well at that angle at the moment, you will be able to see where I'm going with this. I need to cut these offcuts of plywood to size, and they will form the kind of dockland part of the diorama. So that's my first job, is I'm going to measure all that to size. It's going to be supported with just some very simple stud work. Again, offcuts from something else. First things first, measuring and cutting all of the wood to the correct sizes. Then securing it all together, with the help of Dad, of course. you can see the shape of what we're trying to achieve really start to come together. So now that we've assembled the wooden structure, the next step is to start adding the detail. To do that, we've got some nice little craft foam sheets. They're not very thick, sort of 5mm. I'm going to take a soldering iron to these and I'm going to carve out a brick pattern. I had to cut the foam to size first and then perfect the technique, but I think we did all right. We cut some of the foam into strips and layered them up to form a staircase, and then glued them all together. All lent up in one ensemble, you can really see how it's coming together. Time for a splash of colour with some grey primer. So you can see here that our brick facade is drying. So whilst that's drying, I'm going to take our steps that we made earlier, and we're going to carve a little bit more detail and tidy them up before we paint these as well. Time to give the steps the painting treatment. And finally, we can now glue everything together, the sheets and the stairs. So as you can see, we've secured our brick facades to the wooden foundations. The next step is to take some more of our card and start layering it over the top. I've cut various little pieces to fit over the edges of this box, and then we can disguise that with rocks or sand. And now for one of the most fun parts, dry brushing and giving the bricks a nice weathered effect. It's definitely this that helps sell it all, as it did for the Century 21 team before me. Well, as you can see, it's starting to come together, even if I just kind of put Thunderbird 4 there as a bit of a test. I think it looks all right, so by the time we add a little bit more backdrop stuff up here and a few more things to populate the top of the dock, I'm probably not going to stick with these white lines. I was just messing around, so we'll see how they turn out. But I think the other next step is to use some of these polystyrene sheets that I've got and take a soldering iron to them. This was just a bit of a practice, but in true Century 21 fashion, go to town on it with a soldering iron and start carving some nice little rocky outcrops as per my reference image. I'm going to do that on both sides so that when we get a nice big wide shot, it should look a little bit better, give us a little bit more space, a little bit more room in the shot. Polystyrene really is a miracle. This was used in all sorts of ways during the Supermarionation days, so it's nice to be using it now. I've carved 3 different layers of rocks here, and just a little one here just to fill in this gap. So the next step is to start painting these, and then figuring out where any other gaps might turn up. I went for a muddy look for the rocks. So now that it's outside, we've added a few extra stones from the garden. Thunderbird 2, of course, for scale, but we also found some extra stuff in a loft, which used to be part of a model railway. It was soon time for the moment of truth, but first I needed to cut a corner out of the box in order to give the camera a better view into the diorama. I coloured in some wooden blocks with the aim of disguising them, giving the illusion that Thunderbird 4 was floating unassisted. Then, the moment of truth, pouring in the water. With just normal water, I mixed in some blue Lucasade, other brands are available, and along with some black acrylic, we managed to create a fairly convincing oceanic look. Voila! Thunderbird 4 is go. Now, because it's a small set, the water would be a dead giveaway that this is all in miniature. So, utilising the techniques of the Super Marionation days, I filmed everything in slow motion, using my hand to disturb the water to create some little waves. Considering we're doing this on a shoestring, I don't think we achieved a bad result. I do hope you've enjoyed our little crack at a bit of Thunderbirds filmmaking. Obviously, it's not a patch on the original, but it is quite interesting to see Thunderbird 4 in an environment in which it could well be seen in. Don't forget, they are available on the Gerry Anderson store, so get yourself one before they sell out. And I'll see you back in the studio.
Well done, Ross. You have been busy.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good fun. I think very, very unique challenge.
Yes.
Yes.
So we've seen you placing Space 1999 Eagle on a lunar landscape.
Yes, indeed.
We've seen you plunging Thunderbird 4 into the depths of the sea. What's next?
Well, it depends what comes out next. You know,
Yes.
whether there's any more other Thunderbird craft and in what environments you might well see them. Could
Right.
Thunderbird 1 be hovering over a location you've not yet seen it?
Right. Okay.
You know,
I'm open
we've
to ideas.
Are you?
we've still got, I believe, some UFO models in stock. You could do a UFO in a forest.
That is a great idea.
Maybe if we have a mobile
Brilliant.
coming up. Not that I think we do. I don't think we do.
I
We
mean,
don't
if
have
we
one.
did.
If we did.
That's-
we
that's
don't.
a
We
good
don't.
idea.
That's
I mean, I mustn't
that's
go,
not a reveal.
I mustn't go too crazy.
No, fair enough.
But since Jamie is not here, what does it ask forgiveness and not permission and all that?
Oh yes, beg forgiveness.
Really? Okay. I like your style. Now, I think it's about time to open the door and let in those pesky podsterons.
I don't mind it.
Podsterons, yes.
This is the voice of the Podsterons.
I have a very long email here from Matt Mayhew. Would you like to hear it?
I would love to hear it,
Yeah.
yes.
Jamie, Chris, and Richard, in pod 256, Chris pondered how the tower caught a light in Thunderbird's City of Fire if the car park is 4 miles away from it.
Yes, I remember that,
conversation?
yes.
Yeah. Now, there is some ambiguity in what is meant by that. I think Chris assumes that the whole car park is 4 miles away from the tower block, which gives the conclusion that Chris made. There is another interpretation, in that the entrance of the car park is 4 miles from the tower, and that the car park is built under the tower. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
I think the occupied capacity of the car park allows us to understand how the fire gets to the tower. Jamie noticed that 8,802 bays are full when the family takes their ticket, and there are 10,000 spaces in total, so it's 88% full. I think a good assumption to make is that Area 1 and 2 are the closest tower, so given typical behaviour of trying to find a space closest to the tower or the monorail, these might be closer to 100% capacity. Looking at the model shot, I think this is the case. Fair enough? You
I'm
still
sorry,
with us?
what? Oh, yes. Carry on.
Now, using UK specifications of car parking spaces and road widths and the fact that the cars park parallel to the entrance, given how the crash happened, we can work out how many cars would be from the initial crash to the tower. Each block, that is 2 car parking spaces lengthways 4.8 metres, is a 2-way road set at a minimum width of 5.5 metres. Car parking lots tend to be tight from memory.
A monorail 4 miles long links the parking area with the store.
Yes.
The parking area is 4 miles away from the store, unless it's
Well-
around in a circle.
Says Matt, I agree with Chris in that there seems to be something funny going on.
There does.
Surely the complex wouldn't have been allowed to open with so many flaws in its safety systems.
Well, this is Thunderbirds.
Flaws or
Everything is broken,
Yeah.
flawed.
Right.
Yeah,
Fair
nothing
enough.
works.
Also says Matt, I'm a +1 on the Protectors Blu-ray campaign. Thanks, Matt.
Well, that's
Matt,
4
Matt,
of us
thank you.
then.
Yes,
Yes.
that's right.
Yes.
That's 4 of us, exactly.
So without Jamie here, we can commission all sorts of things.
We could.
Could, yeah.
Power is intoxicating.
Protectors
isn't it?
4K Blu-ray.
Yes. Brilliant. Chris, one there for you, I think.
Oh, yes. Greetings, podcats.
Ah, now we know who that's from then, don't we? Not been paying attention, have you, Ross? No. Carry on.
I noticed recently ads from the Royal Mint on my social pages for specially minted coins to celebrate events and people. The latest one was a John Lennon coin. I've seen many others, for example, Mary Poppins and even Peter Rabbit. Oh. The question occurred to me, has there ever been a campaign for a Gerry Anderson coin from the Royal Mint? They do seem to respond positively to suggestions for other celebrities to be commemorated in similar ways.
Right.
I contacted them on the message part of their Facebook page and received a very nice response from them.
Yeah.
I'm not alone, I'm sure, in thinking Gerry's contribution to the British entertainment industry cannot be surpassed by anyone. His shows are still being watched on ITVX and Talking Pictures, but his legacy lives on beyond that. There are all the talented people that he nurtured and worked with who went on to... precisely, case in point,
Hi.
yes. Who went on to work in films and TV.
Ah.
But I'm sure you don't need me to remind you about that. It would be a lovely idea to start some sort of campaign for this, particularly as we're approaching Gerry Anderson Day 100 in 2029.
Right, okay.
Sunday night has always been bath night in my house.
Whoa,
This is a
that's
switch.
Wow. Bit of a swerve. Okay, yes.
Recently, Sunday night has become Bath with Gerry Anderson night. Yes, we have the great man at the end of the bath.
Perhaps he didn't want that bit read out, Chris. I'm
Well,
not entirely
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Imagine the fun I have when Stingray comes up on the randomizer. Watch out for those bubbles. Thanks for all your efforts, as ever. Regards, Mark Perkins.
Ah, thank you, Mark.
So there's a lot there. I like the idea of some kind of coin.
Yes,
it's
that's
surprising that something like that hasn't
Yes.
happened before.
That's a great idea for 2029.
Yeah, I know the Royal Mail have done a stamp set previously.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
quite
yeah.
nice. But yeah, coin
Commemorative
would be
coins.
something.
If they're from Gerry Anderson Productions, that means I stand a chance of being on a coin. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Oh,
Space
yeah.
Precinct 50 pence piece.
I could see a 5-coin Thunderbird set. Definitely.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that would
be cool.
Yeah. Very good.
Maybe the coins could be in, the values could be arranged by the popularity of the show.
No, let's not go to that. Ross, one for you.
Dear Jamie, Richard, and Chris,
And Ross.
I have just been watching the Fab Live. I hope you managed to find the torpedo from the Corgi Thunderbird 4.
Oh, yes, we did.
Did in
yes.
fact
it was
find
on the
the torpedo.
table. Yeah, had
Yes,
it on far.
yeah. Oh,
and we
good.
sent it back to Corgi.
Ready?
Because we're good like that.
Oh, good.
So David Mather is now safe.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to all the exciting releases you have planned for us this year. I'm particularly thrilled about the Thunderbirds comic anthologies.
Oh, yes.
Having all Frank Bellamy's stunning artwork collected in one place is something I've been wanting for a long time. But I'm wondering, will the 2 volumes include the Lady Penelope stories that were first in TV 21 and later in the Lady Penelope comic? Or will we be seeing this as a later release?
Oh, okay.
Frank Hampson's artwork definitely deserves the anthology treatment. FAB, Pen Quiller.
Ah, okay. So tell us first of all, Chris, if you can, about the Thunderbirds comic anthologies, and then answer Penn's specific point.
Where do we have... This is the cover art of the Thunderbirds comic anthology.
Ah, okay.
Volume 1.
Yes.
Collecting stories from the pages of TV Century 21 comic.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to sit up now.
Good.
Oh,
Worried for your
I
back
feel
there,
it back
yeah,
there,
yeah.
yes.
Consider that your workout for the week, Chris.
Thank you,
Well
yes,
done.
yes. I'm very, very, yes.
Feeling the benefit of
Oh, feeling the burn, yes. To be honest, I don't know what's going to be in them. I suspect the Lady Penelope stuff, if it's coming, would be in a separate volume.
Right.
Purely because there's so much Thunderbird stuff from TV21, and that's a 2-volume collection.
Yeah.
I can't see it not happening.
Yeah.
But I also don't know that it is happening.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I think it probably will. If you
Yes.
want it,
Yeah.
message us.
Yeah.
Tell him his nibs.
Yeah.
And old Anderbold.
Yeah.
Make a load of noise, because, yeah.
Great. That's
He
the
doesn't
only way
listen
these
to us,
things
but he might listen to you.
happen. That's right. So send in those, please, to podcast@jerryamson.com. And for any other thing you want to get in touch about.
Yeah.
Comments, news, reviews, pictures, whatever you want to send, we'll have a look, and we might even read them out next
Cookies?
time. Yeah, cookies are
Cookies?
always welcome.
Yes. Cake.
Money.
Yes, but in the meantime, I think it's that time of the week where we get to press the big red
Press the-
button last
press the-
week. Yes.
Press the button,
Yes, I
press
think
it,
I was
nice.
quite clear. Last week, Ross chose the Protectors. So we won't be trying that again. But I actually quite enjoyed it. Chris, over to you.
Oh, you're passing it to me, are you? Well. Ooh.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay.
Let's see how
Or
far...
pass torches.
Okay, that was quick.
Okay. Well, it's
All right.
Supercar.
Yes. How do we feel about that?
Well, if it was an episode from the first series, we'd be laughing.
Is it an episode from the first series?
No, it's an episode from the second series.
Tell us everything you know about Supercar in 3.8 seconds. Go.
Supercar travels on land, in space, under the sea. Mike Mercury, everyone in the...
Stop. I think that was fairly succinct.
That's cool. Yeah.
Specs on? Oh.
They're never off. Well, here we go.
Yes, and we're off. Now.
It's the second series version of the theme song.
see.
This is the Mike Psalm Singers.
Okay.
I think.
Do you prefer this to the first series theme?
No, but I think I prefer the backing track. I like the jazzy
Yeah,
style
okay.
of it, but I
Yeah.
prefer the vocals and the drama on the first season. Yeah. I'm not quite sure why they bothered to re-record the original. It was fine as it was, but
Maybe Barry Gray was just wanted to do
yeah.
A perfectionist.
it. Yeah.
I got the Mike Psalm Singers here with nothing to do. That's, yeah.
Were they the same singers that... No, they're not the same Secret Service singers, were they? Something else later
They
on.
are.
Oh, right.
Maybe. I could be wrong.
Precious
Oh, no,
Cargo.
Precious Cargo. Yes.
Okay.
This is the second episode of the second series.
Right.
Now, for the second series, the Andersons decided to write every single episode themselves.
And how did that go?
Well, sometimes it went well.
Okay.
For the most part, it's quite a bit different from the show as it was.
All right.
Which was written by two brothers for the most part, Hugh
Right.
and Martin Woodhouse. This is Professor Popkiss and Jimmy.
At home?
This is at Aunt Heidi's house in Chicago. We're introducing Aunt Heidi,
Okay.
Popkiss's sister, I believe, who is quite a terrifying puppet.
Wow. Yes.
I'm going to eat you, small child. Yeah.
No, you said it. I can't look at it without laughing.
Yeah. I kind of think they were sort of aware that the show had no female characters. So they introduce...
That's a really scary one.
Especially a really scary one, yeah, which is what we need. So they introduce two in this episode, and then never really... They come back for a later episode,
Right.
but they don't really play much role in
Yeah.
the stories.
Will get up to left on his own.
I mean, I'm entranced by the little, the little utensils and crockery and cutlery
Yes,
and things.
it's a lovely little world.
Yeah.
Decent to eat. I'm getting...
Of course, all of this would have had to been specially built by the time you get to Scarlet and the rest.
Aha.
You've got old cutlery,
Got
puppet
you.
scale cutlery.
Yeah.
Gets back. It's his pride and joy, you know, Mitch. And your job, after we've eaten, will be to wash all the dishes.
Great.
Gosh, looks like my kitchen at the minute.
Oh dear. So we're going for a sort of odd couple setup with Beaker and Mitch for some reason.
I mean, it works. I quite like it.
yeah.
Hamburger timer.
And
It's very specific,
It
isn't
is,
it?
yeah, I
You can
thought-
only use it for hamburgers.
But he's using it for bacon and eggs.
Oh,
So
come on.
is this an air fryer before its time?
Oh, could be. Super air fryer, yes.
Just a minute.
Oh no.
Oh, it's the classic. There's something happening behind you. Turn round. Oh, don't be so silly.
but you really must learn to have better table manners.
Right.
Oh no. Well. Egg on the head and everything.
Well, now who's a fool?
Yeah.
I don't think an explosion in the kitchen really kind of warrants a wah 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 treatment,
No, it's
does
more
it?
call the fire brigade
Yeah.
thing at the moment, yes.
Come out. We've got to clean up and try to repair the damage.
That I caused, even though you were trying to warn me against... Oh, no.
Okay.
What?
Yes.
Are we supposed to be laughing?
I don't know what tone they're going for
What's
with
the
this.
premise of this episode? Sorry.
Boy, I haven't got that far yet. I don't think this episode really has a premise. It's more a sort of slice of life type.
Okay.
Again, it shows that the Andersons, they weren't entirely confident as writers yet, I don't think.
Was it necessity that resulted in them writing so much for the second series?
No one
or-
really knows,
Yeah.
because the writers who did it for the first series, they weren't asked back, and they also didn't get any kind of this is why we're letting you go.
Right.
There's a documentary where one of them says, there was no falling out, they just stopped talking to us. Yeah. So, and to write 13 episodes...
Yes.
It's when you've not got much writing experience.
Yes.
So.
Mitch! Oh, they're back! Oh, well, I suppose that...
And it's a shame because the first episode of the second series is really good. I don't know if you've seen any of the Runaway Train.
Oh, yeah.
And that works really well.
Yeah,
But this...
I remember.
I don't know. The second series is just a bit off. It's nice to have.
Yeah.
And some of it works quite well.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just...
Mitch.
I kind of miss the Woodhouse brothers from the first year.
Gee, Mitch, it's good to see you. I sure have missed you.
And you're one hand pointing that way, one hand pointing that way.
Professor, I trust...
And it seems like Supercar itself has now just been relegated to being a mode of transport.
A taxi for this story, yeah. The puppets have had a revamp.
Right.
A refurbish. I don't think any of them look as good as they did in the first year. I was sounding really down on this, and it's not intentional. It's just
the cooking.
The second series doesn't have that sparkle that the first did.
Can take over in the morning.
Well, perhaps you're right, Beaker. I think I'll go to my room. I have an important letter to write.
Oh. Plot point?
That was close.
Could be reporting his sister for her obvious drug use or something.
Monsieur Laval, please send me a large crate of your best cooking wines. I enclose a check to cover cost. Please send it care of Mike Mercury, Blackrock Laboratory.
It's just as well that we all have a habit of reading out the letters that we've written to people before we send them, isn't it?
Yes. Last thing before bed. Yes. There's the lovely model of Black Rock that they built for the second series. And blew up in the intro of Thunderbirds.
Okay.
There's a metaphor there. So
Yes.
We're moving on from that.
So, are you keeping up with the plot so far?
I'm about as interested as he is.
Yes.
Okay. Various characters asleep. That's not very
essentially,
dramatic.
this is the Supercar crew remodeling their kitchen. That's essentially the
so
episode.
far, yes.
Right.
Oh, but they're trying to do it secretly. It's real sitcom setup.
Okay.
Oh, Mitch has broken
See, if this was a 50-minute format, you know that you get those moments in Thunderbirds that are a little bit superfluous to the story.
That's sweet. That's a sweet image. Yeah.
They work to add characterization, and that's
because there's a plot going on around it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas, I think that the intention is there. It just perhaps in its format that it's in. It's maybe slightly jarring to what
Well, there
we're
is a
used to
story of sorts coming. Bear with us. It will be here soon. I feel really bad for knocking this. And I love Supercar. I love Supercar.
Yeah.
Yes, but make sure you put the correct vote.
Not its proudest moment,
All
perhaps.
the way to France.
France?
France?
I've heard of that.
Is that in England?
Sur Laval. Who's that?
Oh, no. Monsieur Laval. He is a French gentleman who makes the best wines I've ever tasted.
Monsieur Laval.
Yes. That's right.
Who's he?
Monsieur Laval.
Okay.
Monsieur Laval.
And this is he?
He's got quite a conch on him.
Lots of Supercar characters do.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm not against that.
Ah, Monsieur Laval. There is a letter all the way from America. And it is from the Supercar laboratory.
Right, the top secret?
The top secret Supercar laboratory, yes, which is secret no longer in the second series.
Yes.
Again, that's something the Andersons did.
Right.
And I don't know why.
And you could fall through into the well.
I guess they took it over because they thought, we've got a successful show now. Obviously, we can do it. And they didn't quite understand what they had and what made it work.
Yeah.
If you want here, who would do my work?
Yes, monsieur.
If I didn't have a slave, who would do my work?
Supper was 5 minutes late last night.
Wow.
So yes,
He's nice.
Out of nowhere, we have a child slavery
Yes.
plot.
Great.
This is Zizi, who's
Come on, faster.
Mon Dieu. 12 o'clock and there is so much to do.
what's the betting that clock has always been at 12 o'clock? It just hasn't been working for years.
Oh, look, that's sweet, isn't it?
Yes. Oh dear.
Let's revel in the misery of this.
Yes.
Getting cold. You'd better light the fires.
But I'm making a cake. You light the fire.
Yeah. You're the world famous winemaker.
Yes, monsieur.
Meanwhile, in the jungle. Oh. I'm sure that's an old jungle set.
Yes.
Oh. No.
Okay, she's gone out.
I'm waiting for the big Disney princess, I'm dreaming of a
Yeah.
better life kind of song.
Finish all my work and prepare Monsieur Laval supper.
What do you mean? Don't worry, it's only 5 o'clock. You've still got 5 hours for bed.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
Oh la la.
Oh la
Oh
la.
la la, zut alors.
I'm sure Monsieur Laval will enjoy it. And it looks as if I will be ready on time.
Well,
Still not quite seeing where this is all going to meet and sort of tie together into a.
well,
Okay, I'll give it time, Ross.
yeah,
I know,
come
I
on,
know.
don't rush it.
Wow!
Potato soup again? Why must we always have potato soup? Huh?
But excuse me.
There is nothing else in the house.
It's just rude.
Very rude.
Need to buy food.
I hope he gets his comeuppance by the end of the episode.
This always
We
excuses.
still don't know what was in the letter, do we? Well, we do know what was in it, but we don't know that he's read it.
Well,
Back to the orphanage. No. Go to your room. And make sure.
Maybe it was the nerve agent from the previous episode of the Protectors.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
yes.
Supercar.
And I've heard some people say they find this child slavery threatening subplot quite.
That
Bleak.
shot there is straight out of a Hammer horror. It's got
Yes.
a bit,
Me Gibson.
with the sort of crucifix and the
candle.
way the
bottle there.
puppet is,
Yeah.
the lighting.
Trick shockwave, which paralyzed the.
All we need is a Nosferatu shadow to
Gosh.
fall across the room.
And she's reading a Supercar comic. The Supercar team are now firmly established as world famous
And fictional.
and fictional, kind of, but also not. No.
Operator, I want the Supercar workshop in Nevada.
Putting you right through.
Yes, I've got them on speed dial. Yes, she's now dreaming about.
Yeah.
Supercar rescue at your service. Jimmy Gibson.
Supercar rescue. Is this a precursor to international rescue?
Yes, it didn't last very long
Please
because it's just Jimmy.
come and rescue me and take me away from my wicked guardian. Name and address, please. I am Zizi.
So this is Sylvia talking to herself, obviously.
Be with you in an hour.
Of course, yes, right.
And please hurry. I'll wait in my room for him. I do
I
hope.
wonder what that photo is on the wall. Who that is?
Ah,
Oh yeah.
I'm betting it's someone French.
it could well be. So hang on, was him sleeping also part of her dream? Are we
Yes.
still in the dream here?
We're still in the
So
dream.
in her dream
yes.
she cut to him asleep in bed.
Yes.
Opening roof doors.
And she's never met Mike Mercury before?
Well, she's read him in the comic.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's perhaps how she knows how Supercar launches and
Yeah.
things
Yep.
like that. Right.
And for some reason, she's not dreaming about having Mike Mercury come to save her. She's dreaming about the snotty little loik Jimmy Gibson coming to save
Yeah,
her.
well,
Yeah.
up and away.
Essentially being a taxi in this episode. Still.
Afraid Monsieur Laval will wake up, or something will happen. So
Oh, I must be quiet and not talk about how he's coming to rescue me.
Out loud so everyone can hear.
change a video plan to check position. 3, 4, A, cross-reference 20. I should be over the rescue area in 2 minutes, Mike.
Okay, Jim. Be careful, Lowell. Laval is a dangerous character.
Roger, Mike. Approaching farmhouse.
Is he a dangerous character? He's certainly obnoxious.
He might capture you and make you clean
Yes,
floors.
he might throw a bowl of soup at you.
Yes. He might not sell you any wine.
There's a lot of voice acting for Sylvia Anderson in this episode.
Yeah.
Val.
Kind of want to know how Beaker's getting on in the kitchen, though. Sort of
How's
missing
Beaker
that
getting on?
subplot.
Yeah. What's Beaker dreaming about while he's huddled on the floor with Mitch?
Hey, Amelia. Come down to the supercar, Zizi, and I'll fly you away. Meet me in the wine cellar.
We're going to get sloshed first.
We can take it with us.
I don't see how any of this is going to be resolved, or to what...
Well, it's only a dream.
Yes. Exactly, so what's the point?
She's dreaming about being able to escape.
Is this a two-parter?
The girl has left out.
I don't
I
think there's
hope
enough
not.
material for a two-parter, no. Otherwise, we'd have to watch that next week. Part 2.
Of course.
I'm not watching part 2
This
of
is the
it.
one for your professor, Jimmy. Gee, it's kind of large, isn't it? We can't shift it by ourselves. We'd better open it and take what we can.
Better open it and drink it
Yes.
to lighten the load.
This is two kids now basically robbing a wine cellar
Yeah.
from an evil wine merchant
Yeah.
in a dream
Yes.
Yeah?
from which a man was fixing his kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And?
What are you not
If you
following,
that just
Ross?
wasn't on my bingo card for a Supercar episode.
It must be Monsieur Laval. Quick, let's hide.
Creek.
I mean, well, that's
There's the
that's
Nosferatu.
very,
Yeah.
very. It's still,
Image.
the way it's shot, it's still very, very creative
Yes.
filmmaking.
Oh, the
for its
lighting
time.
on this is great.
It's
Yeah.
still AP films at their best.
Oh. I do hope they don't get caught.
But it doesn't matter because it's just a dream.
It doesn't matter,
So
no.
nothing
It's just a
matters.
dream, no. And there's no reason really for this to be a dream, I suppose.
Please, Monsieur Laval.
Don't smash our skulls in.
He fell through the thing that he
yes.
warned her
It's
about.
Chekhov's thing.
Yes.
Chekhov's
But
gun.
in her dream.
Yes.
Chekhov's flooring.
Yeah.
Yes. Chekhov's drain.
Jimmy, stop. Hadn't we better go back and help Monsieur Laval?
Oh, what do you want, girl?
Not okay. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Zizi! Zizi, come back! Do as I tell you! Come back!
Full boost vertical.
And if you can believe it, this is actually the second time they did a dream episode in which Jimmy takes Supercar out on a rescue.
Right.
And this is the less bad of the two.
Great.
Yeah.
Was
It's kind of, I get this with certain shows where you have a not very good episode,
sure is.
and you know that the people who made the really good episodes earlier, they're still out there in the world when this was made, and they just weren't using them.
Yes, that's right.
Fallen out.
Oh no,
typical
I've
dream
fallen.
sequence.
Gosh, very Thunderbirds, Argo, Alan
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes.
Wake up!
Oh,
Wake up!
I'm in your room in the middle of the night. Don't question
You have
it.
to sleep when you're making so much noise.
Go and clean something.
You've climbed out of the well.
Huh? Well? What are you talking about? You must be crazy. You've been dreaming.
Dreaming.
I thought I told you not to dream. You have no dreams.
But it seems so real.
And Jimmy was so handsome.
Hang on, is this going to be resolved at all, or is this relationship just going to be... Just...
Oh no, it's going to be resolved, yeah.
It's not to be done tomorrow.
No,
They send Aunt Heidi in to eat him.
not a bad dream. It was the most wonderful dream.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's interesting that some of the motifs in this episode is written by the Andersons, and I suppose the Andersons would have been responsible for Thunderbirds Are Go as well, the movie.
Have you watched the breakfast?
Seeing those motifs repeated.
Yeah.
Good. This crate of wine is for the prophet.
Crate of wine.
I feel like I'm sort of watching a puppet version of like Hello Hello or something.
Yes. Yeah, that could work.
Shipman, Monsieur Henri will be here to collect it tonight.
Monsieur Ennui?
Shall not be here.
Tonight.
All right. Big crate, you say.
So
Being
her
collected
dream
later.
has given her an idea.
Supercar Laboratory. Black Rock, Nevada.
USA. Yes, thank
Well
you.
done,
Right,
you read
okay.
the label.
Professor Popkiss.
I think there might be more than wine in the crate.
Do you think so? Oh. I don't know where you've got that from.
Professor, a large crate has just arrived from
With a girl in with wine in it.
wine you ordered.
Well, there's no air holes in it, so...
Yeah, but it's porous, isn't it? It'll be all right.
Now look here, Professor. First things first. With all due respect, I do think
You think they're going to open it and find the corpse of a young girl?
Well,
That'd be
it
quite
might...
dark.
It would be dark, yes. but-
So, Jimmy, but I'd like...
Especially if it ended with a wah, wah, wah.
Yes.
God.
Or it could be Monsieur Laval's corpse. He just smashed him over the head with a bottle or something.
Oh, Mitch.
What's wrong, Mitch? What are you scared of? It's just a crate of wine.
I don't think Mitch is a wine kind of guy.
No.
He's more
He's whining.
whining,
He's so
yeah.
good.
Whoever you are, please let me out.
That sounded like my voice.
Please let me out. Professor, the box. It's talking.
Of course it is, Jimmy.
nothing to be afraid of. It's probably a practical joke. Somebody is most likely put a tape recorder in there.
Well,
No.
Yes, that always happens.
Yes, that's not the conclusion you would draw from that, is it? Clearly, there's someone in the box.
By this point, if I was in the box, I would be screaming.
Yes.
Open that blooming thing.
La 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 la.
Hooray!
It's a little girl.
All right, Jimmy.
Monsieur.
Why, it's a little French girl.
yeah, pretty cute, too.
Mike, calm down.
Steady.
And so, you see, when Monsieur Laval told me the crate of wine was leaving that night,
Yes.
I saw my chance.
I don't think they're all sitting down for her presentation. That's nice, isn't it? Now, tell us how you escaped.
I've got a PowerPoint presentation.
Yes, I had arrived.
And it was all because I had a dream about wonderful Jimmy Gibson.
Well, gentlemen, I think this calls for a conference.
Oh, okay.
Well, one thing's for sure, she can't stay here.
I mean, a girl in Supercar? Come on.
Oh, yes, her fate is being decided by the men in the room.
They're going to send her to Chicago, aren't they?
Oh, Ross, you have been paying attention.
Could be, yes.
Me, Jamie.
It was,
Which might be an even worse
Yes.
fate than...
Yeah.
so, Chekhov's auntie.
You don't think they'll send,
Very good.
do you? I sure hope not. Say, look, the professor's using the telephone.
Wow, it's the most exciting thing that's happened all episode.
Right?
I see someone is using the telephone in this episode.
Oh, yes, because last
But it's
week...
not green.
No, that's right.
It
Ross.
could be green,
That
but
we
it's
know
not.
of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something for you to obsess about later.
Yeah.
True.
We could colorise this episode and make that a green phone.
Just that scene. Hello, is that the IRS?
Is that Monsieur Laval? Yes, we've got your child.
R2!
Off we go.
Does she have to go, Dr. Baker?
I'm afraid so, Jimmy.
And so do you.
Hardly the place for a little girl.
Yeah, but you heard the way her guardian treats her. We can't send her back to that.
Who said anything about sending her back to her guardian? Why, there she is.
Oh,
Oh, that's sweet.
Gee, she looks terrific. Wow. And there's Aunt Heidi with her.
Each child.
Secrets is about. I always wanted a little girl.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Now my wish has come true.
I will be looking at you morning, noon, and night.
With my strange, unblinking eyes.
She's gonna live with Aunt Heidi in Chicago.
That's right, Jimmy.
And we'll only see them in one other episode, so this entire setup was completely pointless.
Boost, vertical.
Hooray!
Hooray!
I think.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about the kitchen? What was the kitchen all about?
I don't know what the outcome was there, and I don't think Monsieur Laval gets punished for...
No.
You'll probably just find some other poor girl to clean the floor.
Yes. That was a strange experience.
It was, yes. Most of the rest of Series 2 is better than that,
Okay.
despite what I said about it's not quite as good as the first series.
Yeah. I think if I saw that as my first episode of Supercar, I wouldn't be encouraged to tune in again next week.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've seen Supercar in a long time, and I've not seen it properly. I've seen perhaps 2 other episodes. I think I've seen the first episode and the first episode, the Runaway Train.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Yeah. I don't mean to be unkind, but yeah, that was. I agree. Perhaps not an episode to show somebody
Yes.
if you were looking to get them into it.
So I think that was something of a disappointment, wasn't it? That I don't think was Supercar at its best. There was a lot
far from it.
to commend it, though. Ross, you were right about the lighting and some of those scenes. The setups were amazing when you consider the limitations they had.
Yes.
I think they were kind of getting to grips with the technical aspects of making the series, but not quite getting to grips with the telling of the story.
Yeah. And I think there was the germ of a story in there. There were the ingredients.
But it was muddied up with the whole kitchen thing and the dream thing, which sort of, I suppose, paid off in the end. And a few unanswered questions at the end. What was the comeuppance for the villain, for example?
Yeah. I think.
What did Supercar actually do except ferry people around?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that they had, as you say, some of that atmospheric stuff in the cellar. It looks gorgeous. It's nice that you get the odd character moment here and there, but the story is so strange.
Yeah.
Here's a little girl, she's a slave.
Yeah.
And she has a dream about not being a slave.
Yes.
And we're now in a comic. And
Yes, that's
where
right.
did that come from?
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, there
Very
are
strange.
worse episodes of Supercar. And I kind of commend them for sort of trying to get female characters in. But they did it in such a very odd way with this one that I think if I'm scoring it,
Go on.
I'm going to give it a 2, and it only just gets a 2.
Yeah. I'm going to be a little more generous because I think visually it was quite interesting at points. So I'm going to give it a 2.5, I think. Yeah. Ross?
I'm going to stick with a 2.
Are
I
you?
think yes, because I agree. Yeah, the filmmaking techniques were there. That earned it.
Yeah.
A couple of points, but the rest was.
So without that,
for
it would
me,
have been
it
a
was
0.
missing. Yeah.
Okay.
So 6.5 out of 15.
Yeah. That's over.
Must do
a
better.
third of the way.
Yeah.
Yes, must do better.
And it did do better a
Yeah.
lot of the time.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
didn't come off there. And I don't think it was. I think it was just they're trying something and it didn't quite come off, which is more commendable than let's
sure.
just go on autopilot. And,
Yes.
which is what some might say we do every week.
How dare you?
Oh, not me, but you know.
Podsterons, what do you think of that episode of Supercar? Comment below this video. Let us know your marks out of 5 and what you think of it. I don't think we're that impressed. I think it's safe to say by most of it. Yeah. Over to you, Podsterons. In the meantime, thank you for joining us for this week. Join us again next time.
Yes. What have we got next week?
Well,
What is Ross going to bring us next week?
I don't think you'll bring anything. this week.
I think that's. I think I'm all. I'm
Yes.
all out.
You
of
was
stuff.
Well, I might have a look in the Gerry Anderson vaults and see if I can put together a little something to celebrate a certain 50th anniversary.
You know, last year, me and Ross, we did some things together.
See you next week. Bye. I don't know why I'm whispering.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's get started. Let's go. bottom is green.
So, Ross, when you finished scrubbing the floor,
Yeah.
You're going to cook my dinner.
Yes. And you better make it a good soup this time.
Yeah.
And then if you can make some cake, all by 6 o'clock.
And also go to bed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, make sure that drain is fixed.
Yes. And whatever you do, don't dream about being rescued by Supercar. All right?
Or Jimmy Gibson.
Monsieur.
Get to it. Go on.
Chateau Lafitte.
That was an Anderson Entertainment production.